underdog WNBA. It is out. The owners and the WNBPA had a virtual meeting today with over 50 plus players on it, and they gave them the drop dead date. Adam Silver said, we haven't given y'all a date yet. They got the date today. Welcome.
March 10th. That's the date. After 16 months of back-and-forth negotiations, the WNBA owners just drew a line in the sand. 2 weeks from tomorrow, the term sheet for the new collective bargaining agreement needs to be completed, or the entire 2026 schedule gets impacted. And judging by that reaction, the players weren't expecting a hard deadline. This isn't a suggestion. This isn't a negotiating tactic. This is the league saying stop playing games, because we're running out of time. Training camp starts April 19th. The college draft happens April 13th. The expansion draft still needs to happen. Free agency for 80% of the league is in limbo, and none of that can move forward without a signed CBA.
Who also said over 50 WNBA players met today with league staff, its labor relations committee, and owners for a continued dialogue over their positions amid the now 16-month-long CBA talk. 16 months, you guys. This has been ridiculous. It's been ridiculous. It's been ridiculous. WNBPA leadership will meet to discuss next steps, including a response to the WNBA's proposal.
Over 50 WNBA players joined that virtual meeting today with league staff, the Labor Relations Committee, and team owners. Alexa Philippou broke the story first, followed by confirmation from Annie Costabilla. This wasn't just another bargaining session. This was the league's ownership group collectively telling the Players Association that the clock has officially run out on negotiations. And here's what makes this deadline so significant. Even after a deal gets agreed upon, it could take weeks to ratify. The league needs player votes. The owners need final approval. Legal teams need to review every clause. Meanwhile, you've got two expansion teams in Golden State and Portland that need to conduct their drafts. You've got 80% of current players waiting to enter free agency. The entire offseason is frozen.
Are you going to come back with another bogus offer that is going to make them lock your asses out? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? It appears the WNBPA bigwigs are going to be having a meeting to discuss their next move. Okay, here it also says, even once a deal is agreed upon, it could take weeks to ratify. The WNBA still needs to conduct
The WNBPA leadership is meeting right now to discuss their response to the league's latest proposal from last Friday. So they've got the owner's most recent offer sitting in front of them. They've got a March 10th deadline staring them in the face. And they need to decide, are they signing this deal, or are they coming back with another counteroffer that risks pushing this into lockout territory? Because that's what we're really talking about here. The league just gave them 15 days. If the Players Association comes back with demands that can't be resolved by March 10th, the owners have made it clear they're willing to let the schedule get disrupted. And when you start talking about schedule disruptions in professional sports, you're talking about replacement players. You're talking about locked-out veterans. You're talking about a nuclear option that nobody actually wants, but everyone's now forced to consider.
The owners, look, look, man, we're not going to play games with y'all. We're not going to sit here and go back and forth and play games with y'all all day, okay? We know the WNBPA put out this piece talking about, oh, there was $8 million dispersed amongst us. We made all this money. No. Caitlin Clark brought money in. Therefore, it made a little bit of money this year. But they also have lost money every year. Y'all all wanted private jet. You know what's crazy? What's crazy is they want this gross and all of this stuff, but they don't want to be responsible for none of the bills around the WNBA. They don't want to be responsible for the fact that they requested private jets for everybody.
Let's talk about what's actually holding up these negotiations, because it's not complicated. The core issue is gross revenue versus net revenue. The players want to be paid from gross revenue, meaning they get their percentage before the league pays its bills. The owners are offering net revenue, meaning the players get paid after expenses like the $50 million in annual private jet costs that the players specifically requested. Think about that for a second. The WNBPA demanded private jets for every team. They demanded full housing paid by the league. They demanded upgraded facilities and better travel accommodations. The league agreed to all of it. And now the players want to be paid off the top before any of those expenses get covered. That's not how business works in any professional sports league.
Underdog WNBA. And, man, like I said, man, these girls are trying to capitalize off Caitlin Clark. You make no mistake about it. They are 100% trying to capitalize off of what Caitlin Clark has brought. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. Look at this here. Breaking, the WNBA told the WNBPA that a term sheet. Yeah, man, this is.
And here's where the Caitlin Clark factor becomes impossible to ignore. The WNBPA put out a statement recently talking about the $8 million in profit the league made this season. They're using that number to justify asking for a bigger piece of the pie. But let's be very clear about something. That $8 million profit happened because Caitlin Clark drove unprecedented viewership, attendance, and merchandise sales in her rookie season. The league has lost money every single year of its existence until 2024. That's not an opinion. That's documented financial history. And now you've got veteran players trying to capitalize on one profitable year driven almost entirely by a single rookie's impact, while simultaneously pretending that the league's 27-year history of losses doesn't matter when calculating what percentage of revenue they deserve.
There's going to be a response coming from the WNBPA very soon. The WNBA owners just gave them a drop-dead date.
Have said, well, we are confident. Well, we did see a little movement. Like, and you and I have had offline conversations where we were like, well, is there some movement that's not being discussed that
right?
We don't think, which is fine if it is, but like, you want to be encouraged because the players seem to be encouraged, right? And so you want to believe that there are things happening, and there. I mean, again, the league did provide a proposal that had some concessions, and Adam Silver did talk about how he expects the players in this league to make more money. But I have yet to see anything that have really come to this.
So what happens if the WNBPA doesn't meet this March 10th deadline? The owners have already signaled they're prepared to move forward with replacement players if necessary. You've got Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, and Paige Buchers entering their prime years. You've got incoming rookies like Kiki Iriafen, Olivia Miles, and Sonia Citron ready to play. You've got Cameron Brink returning from injury. The league could absolutely field competitive rosters with rookies and replacement players if the veterans decide to sit out. Would it be the same product? No. Would ratings take a hit? Probably. But would the league survive and eventually recover? History says yes. And the owners know that the players have way more to lose in a prolonged work stoppage than the ownership group does.
I don't think they got it in them. Look, call they bluff, owners. Call their bluff. Y'all gave them the drop dead date. If they don't agree by the date, let's roll with these replacement players. Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, Paige Buchers, Sonia Citron, Kiki Iriafen, Cameron Brink. The new rookies coming in: Olivia Miles, Flau'jae Johnson, Lauren Betts, Tanaya Latson, our fam, AZ Fudd. Let's roll with those and some replacement players. Call they bluff. Call they bluff. We about to get some news this week, y'all. It's going down like Young Jock this week. It's going down. Get down in the comments.
Here's what makes this situation so fascinating from a business perspective. The WNBA owners are calling the players bluff. For 16 months, the WNBA has been using public pressure, social media campaigns, and veiled threats about not playing to try to force the owners into giving them gross revenue sharing. And the owners just responded by giving them a drop-dead date and essentially saying, make your decision because we're done negotiating. That's a power move. That's ownership, saying we're not afraid of you sitting out, we're not afraid of public backlash, and we're not going to let you hold the entire league hostage while you try to capitalize on one profitable year. The players wanted to play hardball. The owners just showed them what actual hardball looks like. The WNBPA now has to make a calculation. Do they believe the owners are actually willing to start the season with replacement players? Do they think they can get a better deal by pushing past March 10th? Do they have the financial resources to sustain a lockout when most players don't have significant savings and rely on overseas contracts that have already been signed for next season? Because here's the reality that nobody in the Players Association wants to acknowledge publicly. Most WNBA players cannot afford to miss paychecks. The average salary is around $120,000. After taxes and expenses, these aren't players sitting on massive nest eggs. A prolonged work stoppage hurts them way more than it hurts billionaire team owners who can absorb losses. And the owners know this. That's why they felt comfortable giving a hard deadline. They've done the math, they've seen the financials. They know that the players have way more urgency to get a deal done than the ownership group does. So now we wait. The WNBPA leadership is meeting to discuss their next move. They've got the league's latest proposal, they've got 15 days to respond, and they need to decide if they're willing to risk everything on the belief that the owners will blink first. My prediction? The players cave before March 10th. Not because the owner's offer is particularly generous, but because the alternative is watching rookies and replacement players take their roster spots while they sit at home unpaid. The leverage in this negotiation shifted the moment the league set a firm deadline. And the Players Association is about to find out that public support on social media doesn't translate to leverage at the bargaining table when the other side is willing to call your bluff. What do you think happens? Do the players sign by March 10th, or do we actually see a work stoppage that disrupts the entire season? Drop your prediction in the comments because this is about to get very interesting very quickly.